Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to another video. This video was inspired because I was watching a bunch of videos like talking about our conception of love and beauty standards, and I heard someone say that the imaginary depicts reality, and I completely agree with that. So I decided to do my own video on it because I thought it was interesting. I linked the video down below, so you should definitely watch that one as well because it is so good and so insightful. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment your thoughts on this. I'm also really sorry about the very dusty room I am sitting in. Hopefully it's not too distracting, but what can you do? Actually dust? Clearly I'm not good at it. Like, why is it still dusty? I dusted my room like 3 days ago. To begin, I want to discuss how love is depicted in TV shows, books, and movies, and how this affects our lives and society and our beliefs in love. I believe that TV shows and movies and everything, they set unrealistic standards and encourage people to be more lovable than loving. I think that when people watch unstable romantic relationships, they may feel that they can relate to those characters, or may even feel that their unstable relationship are supposed to be the way that they see these characters on TV. For example, in Euphoria, when Maddie and Nate have this unstable relationship, if someone can relate to having similar parental struggles as Maddie does or as Nate does, whichever, or they may think that the way that their relationship is supposed to be your type of relationship. They base their reality on imaginary constructs and imaginary relationships. I think that this really encourages people to seek out toxic relationships and toxic people, and I've met many people who say that they want that in a guy or girl. They want that toxic relationship, and it's 100% because of books and movies and social media that we romanticize these kind of things. People romanticize so many issues. They romanticize abuse, and why can't I think of anything else? They just romanticize stuff that's not supposed to be romanticized, and I think as you mature you kind of realize what was I thinking. But because we're such a young and impressionable audience, when we watch or read these things, we get inspired and influenced to seek after these type of relationships and people. Holmes' study conducted research on 40 romantic movies released between 1995 and 2005. They found out that the films depicted unattainable displays of love. These movies implied that love is something automatically known rather than established through time. I feel like a lot of movies try and sell the idea of love at first sight, which I personally don't believe in, because I don't think that you can just meet someone and immediately love them. I think it's something that's built from knowing someone, going through struggles, and just communicating. Because if you don't go through arguments and struggles with the person, then you will never truly know them. You'll never know that side of them, and I think it's really important for everyone to know that side of their partner, which is why I think it's more established over time. When these type of movies suggest that romance is established without any struggle or controversy, they're giving impressionable children and young adults false expectations for what their relationship is supposed to be like. I also think that they set unrealistic beauty standards and they demonize femininity. For example, Regina George and Sharpay, how pink is considered stereotypically a girl color or whatever, and most of these characters are mean girls or evil in some sort of way. Sharpay Evans is supposed to be the villain or antagonist of High School Musical, and Regina George is supposed to be the mean girl in Mean Girls. I think that social media, movies, TV shows, they try and demonize femininity, and this also influences young audiences into thinking that the more feminine they act, or the more they like certain colors or act certain ways, the more like these characters they are presented as. They think that being feminine is something to not aspire towards, and I think that that is also just not something you want to be teaching young children. When I was younger, it was always tomboy or girly girl. I don't really count myself as either, because I don't like putting myself in a certain stereotype or label like that. I think I do that a lot with personality types and you know, which Hogwarts house are you? I think it's really fun sometimes, but I don't like it when it's like bra girl or something like that. It's always towards women, I feel like, a lot of the time. Like, I've never heard of like a stereotyping word used for men that way, so I just don't personally support it, but I can see why people are interested in it because I like doing quizzes and finding out like what my Percy Jackson parent is or something. Studies have shown that television is having a significant impact on what people think is the ideal body type. I personally believe that everyone's perception of beauty is different, but there aren't many places left in the world that don't have access to Western media, and the visibility of these types of people perpetuates Western beauty standards and shapes the ideals of television consumers. As a person who's not originally from Ireland, like as much as I was born here, both of my parents were not, and it's very obvious that I am not Irish. I don't have like the small nose or pale skin. I don't have freckles. I have really dark features, and in movies and stuff you'll always see like the main character or like the good character being this thin, small nose, big eyes, or like kind of feline eyes, perfect eyebrows, and like hairless. And I think that this also is like something that is trying to influence young people into being like, this is how you're supposed to act. You're supposed to be hairless. You're supposed to have small noses. You're supposed to have big lips. Don't have thin lips. You're supposed to have nice teeth, yada yada yada. Even with like how Kardashians, like people wanted those body curves. I have natural hip dips, which like makes it like physically impossible for me to actually have like round hips because it's like my bone structure, and that like influenced how I dressed when I was young. I always kind of tried to like cover my bottom part, and I always hated how when I wore tight jeans or leggings, you could always see it. I think over time though, I just kind of realized like there's no getting rid of it, and I just wore what I wanted. In my primary school class, I was the only brown girl, and I was the only one who had hair on their arms. Everyone else who had hair on their arms were like, the hair was so light that it wasn't noticeable. So I like refused to wear t-shirts or shorts or anything that showed any part of my body that had hair on it because I was the only one who had it. And I think that these need to be normalized in media and TV shows and books as well, because it affects so many people, and watching my younger sister go through this as well is just so annoying because I had to go through it, and now I just don't care. Like, I'm a hairy bitch, but we thrive, you know? Like, what are people gonna do? Say like something mean? Like, realistically, if words only affect you if you let them. Like, nothing can hurt you without your own consent. So just do whatever the fuck you want. There's this term used mostly in like the political world called doublespeak. Doublespeak is deliberately using euphemistic, ambiguous, or obscure language to make the truth sound more palatable. It is impossible in today's culture to not be exposed to doublespeak on a regular basis. For example, many food ingredient labels made by certain manufacturers will try and get around GMO labeling. Genetically modified organisms, such as soybeans. Anyways, they try and get around GMO labeling by using terms like natural ingredients, which comes off as vague and ridiculous. But because the way they use their language is so like smart, people fall for it all the time, which I think is very important to know your language and always be aware of how companies can use their language to deceive you or to get you into buying their product. Always research whatever you're buying. It like depends. If you're gonna buy a block of butter and you don't really care, buy the block of butter. If you're gonna get a necklace, just get it. But if you're trying to get something to save the environment, something organic, make sure you research thoroughly, because companies can lie all the time and they find a way to deceive the law, find a loophole, and get through it. Another factor that I believe is affected is fashion trends. People begin to want the aesthetic of a TV show, a movie, or a book. Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Gossip Girl, Euphoria, Stranger Things. They begin to style their life around this, like with music, with the clothes, makeup, hair, anything. Like, hairstyles and clothes have been so influenced by Euphoria. I see so many people wearing Maddie's outfits. I personally love her style as well. I have a bunch of clothes that I bought because I thought it would be like a Maddie thing. I see that so many people use hair gel to make waves I think it's called. I thought that was so cute. Or making their hair like slicked back. I personally wouldn't do that because my hair is already extremely fucking greasy, so I probably wouldn't need to, but I can understand why people do it. Like, I have so many baby hairs that like I think it just looks so good on some people, and I really like, I understand why. It's like how Cassie in season 2 was influenced to copy Maddie for Nate, and she did the thingies as well, even though it didn't suit her. Like, some people, it just depends on the person basically. This is really off track, but Stranger Things, people are trying to dress as like the era that Stranger Things is in. People are listening to the music like Material, yeah, is that what it's called? Material Girl. I was thinking of that TikTok where it's like Material Girl, and I was like, is that what the song is called as well, the Madonna song? And there's this song that's like, everybody wants to rule the world. I actually sang that for my primary school graduation, which just made me really sad. I honestly love these type of obsessions that people have. Like, I don't think this is a bad thing. I love it when fashion and lifestyle gets influenced by TV shows. I do the exact same thing. I love influencing my life around TV shows and things that are just popular at the moment, so I really can't criticize it, and I don't think it's a bad thing either. I think it's really fun how people do it with Gossip Girl. I would love to dress in that rich old money kind of style. I want to live that life of like going to business school, being a businesswoman. I think it can be like really helpful. It gives you motivation. It also helps people understand what they like in life. I think that everyone's imagination just stimulates creativity and innovation. Without this, we wouldn't have headphones, normal phones, earphones, airplanes, the internet. It's a key ingredient to the expansion and advancement of our world, of our society. So many things exist because of our imaginations, and that's why I don't think it's a bad thing. But I do think this is how like imaginary concepts depict our reality. In another way, you could say that manifesting or the law of assumption, I personally do believe in that, but I'm not gonna get in too much into it. I always try and carry a crystal around with me. It's basically saying that if you like believe that something is true, then it is true. You attract what you want in life if you believe in it. And I honestly do believe that, because there's so many things I have manifested, and that's just why I personally believe it. I know that people believe reality shifting is real as well. I honestly could not tell you if I believe in that or not. I think it'd be so much fun to go to Hogwarts. I know that people love Draco Malfoy, but he just wasn't my cup of tea. Mine was Oliver Wood. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I've been doing a lot of videos about styling certain characters and gods and stuff, and I really enjoy those videos. I'm definitely going to make more of them, but I also like these type of videos where I just kind of discuss stuff that I'm really interested in. Like, I honestly saw this concept of like the imaginary depicts reality, and I thought I could totally talk about that for such a long time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you did anyway. I really do, because I put a lot of work and effort into this one. I even learned what doublespeak was, and I did not know what that was before. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and comment if you enjoyed this video and you want more. Thank you for watching.